absolutely focus on this next session that's going to be delivered by both of the speakers that you've already heard speak this morning. So I do have the distinct pleasure of inviting back up onto the podium Mr. Bello YAK4, and please encourage him, and Mr. Kola Kuku, who are going to come and talk to us about improving skin quality. So please come up. Thank you.
No, I mean, you can remain if you want to. I'll call you when I need you. I'll call you when I need you. Don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry. No, I don't need you. It's been a neck pain. Well, I'm back. Remember Arnold Schwarzenegger? I am back. Who remembers that? So I'm back. And thank you very much for that clap, because it really feels that you still need to hear my beautiful musical voice. Who doesn't want to hear that? Thank you. Okay. Basically, what we try to do in terms of skin quality is to study the sector first and understand where are the problems. Why do skin dealers, skin buyers, and the tanneries consistently complain about the quality of skins in this country? Why do we hear on some authority that between 25 to 35% of the skin purchased in Nigeria is damaged one way or the other and is rejected? And the irony about rejection of a skin is a skin that sells at the time we come at about 600 to 800 naira per skin. If it's rejected, it goes for 100 to 150 naira. So you lose 3/4 of the value of skin by just having it rejected by the tanneries. And the only people that can work on it are the artisanal tanners, who are not as many and who do not have the advantage of volume. So people lose money. And then we found out that in that trade, a number of people have left their family and run away because of the amount of debt on them. Because this is a trade that run on trust. The tanners borrow money from somewhere, give out cash to the dealers give out cash to the buyers give out cash to the collectors, and then skin comes back the same way. So imagine a scenario where you get 100,000 naira at a village level to buy skin. You bought skin worth 100,000 naira at, say, 500 naira. And you brought it to the dealer says 50% of those skins cannot be accepted. And you're a villageman, an innocent villageman, trying to make a living. And it's rejected. Or a dealer who has bought 1 million skin and got 400,000 rejected or downgraded. So people lose a lot of money at the lower level. And at a higher level, the tanners are complaining of repayment of the leather being supplied to them. So it was really, really a bad situation. So we now say, okay, what do we do? Let's go on. Next slide. Next slide. No, she's not. The computer is like, it's not playing. Okay, good. So the first thing we look at is one of the key areas where over 50% of the loss occur is through storage and transportation. Of course, there are major losses at the flaying of the skin at the abattoir, and also major losses even from the livestock husbandry itself. The way we transport our livestock, the way we beat our animals, with no animal right observation here, you find that you slaughter the animal, you see marks and scars on the skin. but that's about 50%. Another 50% is lost from the time it's collected in the village and stored until the time it's delivered to the tannery. So we said this is a place where when we attack, we probably sell between 10 to 12 million skins, and that's a huge sum of money. So what we do, went across the world, asked our contacts, and then we found out the best preservation salt is produced in Germany. So we contacted the company, and then they actually gave us, that's the beautiful about the story, they gave us 1 ton pre. But to bring it to Nigeria, we paid $3,000. It's a pre-salt, pre-sample. They didn't take our money. But bringing it to Nigeria will cost us $3,000. But we did anyway. And then we had 2 major companies, and then we shared this salt onto them and said, okay, see, can you produce this locally? Then we realized it's just a simple addition of soda ash into the salt. Then we did, Dangote did, and the Jimby Salt did, and then we ran demonstrations and training across the country in the states where leather is a major commodity, and the result came out fine. But at the time, you know, it's like people say someone hold the bull by the hand and someone is milking. Actually, even to be able to milk it, you have to tie the back legs. Otherwise, it can kick you that much. So in a sense, we had the sector that is the bull. The horns were fight to restructure EEG, and at the back side was to get the people who are not happy with the fight you are making to accept an additional change that is for the better of industry. So what delayed the acceptance of the salt into the market earlier, that leaves James 4 now to do additional work, is because at that time, we are pursuing another unfavorable endeavor with the export expansion grant. But the result by the scheme buyers and the scheme dealers come out positive. From preservation for 3 to 7 days, the salt can preserve it for up to 1 month, 3 to 4 weeks. And what does that translate into? You can keep your skin for longer. You can even bargain, wait for the price to appreciate before you sell it. Before then, you just have to rush and sell it no matter how much you're given. But now you can keep it at least 1, 2 weeks, and because the price fluctuates within weeks, you can bargain higher and make more money. So this was the major intervention. And just click on again, and again, and again, and again. No, go back, sorry. 1 back, okay, fine. So that is it. But the key breakthrough was when the federal government saw the wisdom in that and accepted, and for the first time included leather in the agricultural incentives of Nigeria. For the first time, all this year that they're giving fertilizer, seeds, and chemicals for free to farmers or a subsidized rate, leather was never considered. This was the first time that the government considered leather. And we were able to include the distribution of salt to scheme buyers under the agricultural transformation agenda. And through that, over 20 million skins were processed with using the salt. And we did the survey and found that those who use the salt have increased income up to 1.1 million pounds. So basically per person, we found that per person, averagely, some do 100,000, some do 50, some do 30,000. Averagely, per person, the increment, or per skin dealer, the increment was over 600 pounds within that year. Go ahead. And then we worked in the skin producing states, Chikano, Jigawa, Katsina, Zamfara, and a few other states were also given the support. But we didn't do this much in the south, because in the south we eat our animals skin on. It's not only pomo, that's a problem over there, but we also, even the goat, we skin them and eat them. And this friend of mine, Kola, will not eat his meat without the skin on it. So that's the kind of culture you now have to break. If you want to have more skins in Nigeria, we can double the amount of, actually triple the amount of skin that we can have. But the problem is, unless we stop, and this is actually, I'm just using Kola to crack a joke. This is coming across the whole country. In Kaduna, it's all skin on, right? So, but if we can change that culture, we can grow industries, thrive bigger. And then we had partners, and I've mentioned 2 million skins and the changes. But one thing is, we don't need to convince any salt producer not to produce this salt. They did their mathematics. They found that this is a huge market that goes across West Africa. The latest I heard is that there were orders from Niger, from Chad, and from Libya for the salt from Dangote. So it's not just salt for Nigerian skin buyers, it's salt for West African business, which greatly affect Nigerian business because, one, skin are transported from all over Africa, actually as far as Somalia to Nigeria. Secondly, the Pomo trade requires the salt for preservation. But I want to tell you, I know the soda ash is a big problem, but I want to tell you that import of pomo in Nigeria is a huge business, that as much as 40% of the pomo we eat in Nigeria is imported into this country. Yes, as much as 40% of the pomo, and I will give you the stick. If you see pomo this thick, it's not Nigerian, because our cows hide are this thick. So a large business. I know a friend who brings in about 10 trailer loads every month. When I stayed in Cross River, I knew of a woman that is always uploading a trailer by her house. Almost every week she uploaded a trailer, and if you know Kanyan, it's a village, so it serves Kanyan and Ikom. So it's a huge business. Let's go on. Again, James 4 has picked the marketing aspect of this salt, and now they're making a huge breakthrough through, with the tanneries now beginning to accept. And again, thank you, James 4. I think we're going to make it by the next Salah. I think everybody will use this salt. Dangote, there's no need to say, because Dangote, when we couldn't break through for the tanneries to buy, Dangote give their dealers 2 trailer loads free to go and try, because they really saw the opportunity and really want to break into that market. They say, okay, James won't stay because you have a bad name somewhere. We will do it ourselves. So we don't need to advocate for Dangote to do anything. They're already marketing their own product. So thank you very much.